This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.
Welcome to Far From Home, a student survival guide with OISA,
where we try to navigate student life together. Welcome to the second episode of Far From Home, a student survival guide. I'm your host Nana today, and here's Kavya, co-host of this show.
Hi guys!
Joining us are two of the remarkable members of the OISA with their own unique journey. Vicky, can you please tell us about yourself and your role in OISA?
Kia ora, my name is Buki. My role in OISA is the co-president.
Cool. Kaina, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. Kia ora, my name's Kaina, and I'm the residential officer at OISA.
Very nice. Can you guys tell us just like a brief introduction, but like in detail about what your roles entail and what people can come to you for?
Mm-hmm. So basically what my job is to be the first point of contact for international students who have like any residential issues, and we listen to them and take appropriate measures in an unbiased way. And we also cater valuable insights into residential advocacy that is in favor of them.
Right. So can they come to you if they have an issue at their like residence hall or their flat?
Basically anything.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Nice.
How about you, Vicky?
My role is to make sure that the association is not on fire. I basically just do everything around the edges, and then lots of long-term strategic thinking as well to try to make sure OISA has an identity going forward.
Yeah. And you're also the international rep for this year, aren't you?
Can you please tell us about that role as well?
Yeah, so I've been elected by the Otago student body to be the OUSA, the Students Association representative for international students. And so that means that I basically am the person to go to if international students have any issues or any problems. And I also manage and organize and liaise with lots of people around the university that have interest in that care about international students. So that would be like the international office, and that would be OUSA, and that would be the university as a whole, because the Otago really loves international students. So, yeah.
So you're a kind of connection point.
Yeah.
Buki is basically the face of the university right now.
I think that's Grant Robertson.
Well, thank you so much. And we want to know more about your personal life as well. So can you please tell us about your experience adjusting to life as an international student here? Vicky, if you want to go first.
I'll go first. So I had a bit of a head start in terms of Otago because I actually came here 2 years before in high school. And so I did 2 years of high school up in a small town in the North Island called Whitianga. So that's where I experienced a lot of the big culture shocks. What are they saying? I thought I spoke English, but I don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
So I did 2 years of that and then came down. But then obviously still very different. But it's also still hard to differentiate what because I don't have a comparison of what uni life is back in Japan because I've actually
never done it.
Yeah. So, but the biggest thing would probably be the accent, and then just the entire culture, because I'm missing out on the entire shared culture and the shared history that everyone in Aotearoa has. And so I've had to kind of go back and look into that. And then also just through like cultural osmosis, talking with friends, they're like, oh, how do you not know this? And I'm like, oh, I was in here. It's like, well, now you know. Oh, awesome. So I've been doing that for 5 years, and I think I'm like semi up to date now. How about you, Kayana?
So I came here last year itself. Like I didn't do like any high schooling here. Like this is like my very first year in New Zealand, and I'm glad like I had a lot of people to like support me in this journey. Like my uncle came along with me to like help me like get settled, and I also met Kavya. Like I didn't meet Kavya, but we were like in the same Facebook group, and I was like, hey, do you want to like be besties, I guess.
Now we are. Look where we are.
We've come so far along. Yeah, and then being at a residential college, just like being surrounded by so many people, it just like helped me get out of my comfort zone. Yeah, and so it really helped me a lot. And yeah.
Just for both of you in general, how long do you think it took you guys to kind of finally feel like a sense of community down here? Being international students, it's really hard to still feel at home, like anywhere else.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. In first year, I was also lucky enough to go to a residential college or my hall, and so I had like a group of friends there that were kind of like my group. But then, but obviously, you still have to do your own thing, and everyone's studying very different things a lot of the time. And so, in first year, I think I had a bit of oh, these are my friends. I do hang out with them, but also a lot of the study is alone time, and that's like. And then I didn't, and they weren't really like, let's go out and let's go explore the town kind of people. And so we were lots of like movie nights and lots of like writing like poetry together and making art and stuff, which was really cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and I loved that. Yeah. And then I think second year when I started, when I joined Uni Crew and when I joined a lot of like the campus clubs, because first year I thought I didn't really need to because there's so many events organized by your hall already that it's like joining a club is too much.
It's too much. It's too much. I agree.
I felt the same.
Yeah, but then I think second year I joined the volunteering thing, and then I was like, whoa, this is like a group that is together like on purpose. Like we're all here because we want to be here, not because we're all thrown into a residential college together. Not that that's bad, but I think that the shared purpose really resonated.
Yeah,
with
instead
me.
of being like in a forced space. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, when you were in Uni Crew last year, I was at the Long Beach event where you went to plant things.
Yeah.
And the group picture that we took there, I think we're right next to each other.
What?
And we didn't even know each other back then. Exactly.
That's I'm going to go through that photo after
and
this.
I think it's on your profile.
That's
And I'm
crazy.
literally right next to you.
Oh, it's a small
And-
world.
Exactly.
Especially
And
in Dunedin.
when I realized that was you this year, I was like, oh my
I
God.
remember that guy.
Little did we know.
He's the guy on
to
the
see this,
bus.
So that was
pull that
so
up later.
cool.
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like I was in like a lucky position because I found my people, like the right people.
You found them really quick.
Yeah, like within the first week. I feel like the first day itself, because I met these two friends on day one, and I'm still really good friends with them. So yeah, and
Lucky.
and also had you, of course.
That was a little plug.
Yeah, so it made like the shift really smooth. Because they understood that I wasn't like from the same country, and they like made it so comfortable for me. And I'd also say like my mom and dad were really supportive because I like first day
That's
of moving.
important.
Oh, definitely. I don't know if like someone else has experienced this, but first day of moving, like I'm like about to go to bed, and then I'm like, I think
What do I do now?
Is this real? Is this happening? Yeah. So I just like called my mom in tears. I'm like, did I make the right choice? I don't know what's going on. And she's like, you'll be fine. You'll do it. I know you're the best. And I'm like, Finn, like, yeah.
So you feel at home now?
Yeah, definitely.
That's good. That's good to know. What about you, Nana? How long did it take for you to feel a sense of community?
Well, like last year is definitely like kind of like tough shift from like, being in the family, because I was also in New Zealand when I was in high school, and from homestay to like living by yourself was definitely a shift. But then like, friend and all the supportive people around me kind of helped. So probably like, mid-year last year.
Yeah. That's when I met you.
Yeah.
Kayana is your family.
Yeah. So having people definitely.
It helps, yeah.
Did we all go to halls? Did you two go to halls?
I think Nana was in Carrington, I was in Arana.
I was at Marks.
And I was at Te Rangi Hiroa, but now it's called 192 Castle
The
Street.
original.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think being in halls really like helps in terms of like you are kind of like, hey, these are your people, and we're going to make you do social events. And in the beginning, it's like, oh, I don't like icebreakers.
Yeah.
But then you do them, and then you're like, actually,
it's
these
not too
people-
bad, yeah.
I made some friends. Maybe icebreakers aren't too bad. And so-
Maybe like the first week felt extremely forced, at least for me. Because I'm like, I don't even know these guys, and you expect me to hang out with them every day.
and
it was,
events
like, really
back
full
to
on.
back.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
very, very hands-on, especially like the orientation week, the first week of move-in, where I think every 2 hours they have an event lined up for you, and and they're like, okay, now this and now this, and
But
I
did meet one of my best friends in the first event that we did. It was like there was this like speed meet thing where we just did the thing, and then just fully just like bam, we both study psychology and we're both like into the same thing. Bam, best friends, and then I still like am in contact with them. Like
sweet,
so. Don't like go, icebreakers, they're so lame, I'm not gonna do them, because I just put yourself out there, engage in the lameness, and then maybe you can make a friend out of it. You
100%.
can both go, isn't this lame? Yeah, this sucks. Do you want to go somewhere else? And then you can just hang out in town, and then you make a friend. And
find common ground.
Exactly.
That's how I met my current one of my current flatmates and best friend as of now. And I met her, I think, on her first day. So she came like a day late.
Yeah.
And she walked late into like the meeting. And we were in St. Dave's. And I was like, who is this chick? She's walking in so late. And I got to know her and we immediately clicked. And then we found out that our rooms are right next to each other.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so we were on the same floor, right beside each other throughout the year. And I can tell you we've spent every single day together.
No.
Every single night we would find something to do.
Like doing like your routines together.
We would do our night routines together. Oh my gosh, our entire floor.
Wait, this is the friend
hated
that
us.
you brush teeth with together. Yeah. You were telling me about that.
So it was really, really cool to just find that one person to keep you going.
And it's all it takes sometimes.
Honestly,
just that one person. It's like,
Now, when I found my person, it was like, it was so funny because it was like the first day of moving, and I'm sitting with my uncle like having lunch, and there's this like two people are sitting on like the table next to us, and my uncle's like, you know what, go socialize with them, go talk to them, like become friends, and I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for that. Like, no. And then he's like, no, go for it. And I'm like, fine. I shift like my plate to like the other table. I'm like, hi, my name's Kyle.
Oh, it's so daunting, but it's so worth it.
Yeah. It's really worth it. Like, I'm really glad that I have her as a friend now. So basically, I'm like talking to her. I'm like, oh, so what are you studying this year? And she's like, oh, no, I'm not studying. I'm the mother. This is my daughter.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, she points at my friend, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I was embarrassed. I just wanted to like bury myself like underground.
But she probably thought it was a compliment. So you
trust
probably
me.
made her day.
Oh, definitely, yeah. No, I thought she was like a postgrad student or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like we followed each other's socials, and we had like so much in common. Like she just like dragged me to her room, and like we talked for hours until like dinner. So yeah,
Cool.
it's really fun. Like every single time her mom comes down, and like, you are my initial bestie, okay? Like you were like my very first friend in New Zealand.
Yeah, and that first friend just opens up so much, because then most likely, if you've met one person, then they know some people, and then you hang out with the three of you, and then you know, I know,
It's just a snowball. Yeah.
And you just need to make that one friend.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Yeah.
But you know what I hate about like residential colleges, at least? Just one advice that everyone's giving you. It's like, oh yeah, everyone's in the same boat. I say no.
No.
Because domestic students aren't in my boat. They most definitely are not. Because at least in Arana last year, from what I remember, is a lot of people had come from like the same high schools.
Yeah.
And already had established friend groups and just came with them to the residence hall.
And they all applied together.
And they all
so
applied
were,
together, got in together, and they already had a friend group. And there were multiple groups like that. So I was like, how do they expect us to kind of join that when they're not even giving us the space to do it?
And also like that having the fact that like they have already like, you know,
a tight-knit
they know,
group.
tight-knit group, and they know each other, kind of like makes
you feel bad. Yeah, definitely.
But I think Otago is actually like that definitely exists, and I fully agree. But you can still get adopted by them. You just go, hi, I like this one. I'm going to pick this one up. But
Some people are really nice to do that.
Yeah,
but I also met people that were not very nice.
Yeah,
but I guess it's part and parcel of the experience as well.
Yeah. It's just it's really hard to join an established friend group unless it isn't. But it's but I think Otago is really cool in that most people actually aren't from Dunedin, because Dunedin is such a small town, but then a city. But then Otago's huge, and Otago is one of the best universities, or some people say, and so. A lot of people are actually from Auckland, Wellington, and maybe they've all come down from that high school in Auckland.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, they also just go to Auckland University.
Yeah.
They also go to Victoria, Wellington, and so it's like I do think that there's a lot more opportunity in Otago to make,
100%,
which is a really
There's a lot of
cool,
diversity.
part about Otago that I really like. Yeah.
Definitely agree with that.
And I guess that makes like Dunedin like student city.
Yeah.
And like, you know, a lot of like people from different
Exactly.
like, backgrounds and
Because so many people, like I'm pretty sure 30% of the population during term time is students. And so 1 in 3 people you come across in town, probably more, because students are probably more in town more,
always.
are students. And so it's such a unique environment. And
Yeah, like one thing I love about Dunedin is that, like, you know, you step out of your home and then you are like bound to see like one person, you know, like,
wherever you go.
literally, like you go out and you're like, oh wait, I think I know that person, and then you start waving at each other, and then like it just goes on.
But I love that.
Oh,
I love seeing people.
Or like you become close to someone, you exchange contacts like to become friends, and then you go, oh, you know, da 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 da. It's like you follow.
That happened to me in my lecture this semester. Just actually, I met this girl. We were sitting next to each other, coincidentally, and we got our socials because we did like an activity together, and we got our socials and everything. And I realized she was following so many of my friends, and I was like, who are you?
It happens so often.
How do you know them?
It's crazy.
But it was so cool, and then we connected the dots and we're like, oh, it's such a small world.
Yeah, I met a girl in my lab, and she surprisingly knew my school. I mean, my friend from high school, from like in Tauranga, and that was like such a coincidence because like, what's the chance of like sitting
next to someone from
next
your
to
high
someone
school?
from like you know,
That's
not from my
wild.
high school, but like you know,
Yeah.
someone who knows my high school friend.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So yeah. So as today's topic, sorry, it's kind of like the
you're all good.
conversation kind of went from like intro. But as today's topic, we want to talk about like Dunedin city, and like as you guys said, it's like student-centered city, and we kind of like meet everyone in this, when we go out and kind of stuff. And how did you like the city when you first came here? Like, it's including like the size of the city, and also like people, like shops and everything.
Just your first impressions of the city?
Yeah.
I personally loved it. I don't like driving, or I should correct myself. I can't drive, as in I don't have my learners. And Dunedin, you have like as long as you're trying to get from like places in the city, and you can like go out and bus and stuff. But most of the time in your day-to-day life, like 98% of the time, you don't need a car. You can just walk around, and it's so convenient. It's so healthy for you, and it's so. And then you get to meet so many people walking past on the street. Yeah. And I just think there's that sense of community and continuity that is really, really, really cool. And I come from, if you couldn't tell, my accent is American. And so I lived in New York for a while, and my family's actually in Dallas, Texas. And both of those, New York a little bit less so, but we lived rural. They're both car-dependent places where you want to go to the supermarket, you're probably hopping in a car. You want to go to school, your parents are probably dropping you off in a car, and lots of places in Aotearoa, New Zealand are like that. But I think Dunedin's so special in that to get to uni,
that sense,
most people are walking 20 minutes, and I loved that walkability aspect. And so I came here, I was like in love with that.
Yeah.
How about
Did you
Kate?
like the move from like going to a big city to a smaller city? Did you enjoy that?
So I had the interim step of 2 years in Whitianga.
Right.
So I was like in Tokyo, 37 million people, and then Whitianga like 2,000. maybe 4,000. I don't know. Yeah. And then Dunedin, which is like a little bit bigger. I actually don't know the number, but so it's like whoa, there's shops.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's not a village.
Yeah. But that was my first experience. How about your Kiana?
Honestly, I loved it too, minus the fact that I sprained my ankle 2 times within the same week, first week here, because I did not know how to walk here. No, 'cause it's like a little like slopes and like hills. Yeah, definitely. Like, I was not used to that because like I grew up in a city as well. Like say, like similar. Like if you want to go to the school, there's a bus. Like if you want to go to the city, bus.
Yeah.
Like, anything.
Rickshaws,
yes, autos,
tuk-tuks.
Yeah, so it's really nice, and that was one of the reasons like why I chose Dunedin instead of like the other universities that I applied to here in New Zealand. Because first of all, it's like student friendly, beginner friendly, and everything's there like available, like like on foot.
Yeah.
Like you need to like let's go have some bubble tea. Let's go.
Yeah.
We walk.
We walk.
Craving a sweet treat after dinner.
We walk.
Let's go.
Like imagine living in Auckland and you're not going to be able to live center city because the rent is so expensive. So then you have to live like way out, and then you feel so isolated. There's no tightly knit community. But Dunedin, everyone lives in like this like 25-minute, and that's saying a bit. That's like big. I think it's like everyone lives in like 15-minute like radius. This is student center, student city. You know, and I love that. Yeah.
What about you, Nana?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, I quite like, at first, my impression in Dunedin is like, having nice old buildings and like,
the
the train
architecture,
station architecture. And I loved it. Like, I like taking pictures and like, going to nice places. But then I realized, like everyone is living like really close. And like shops are, like most of the shops that I go to are within walking distance. So it's really convenient as well as like, having someone close by. Kind of thing. So I really like it.
And even though like Dunedin's small, like basically everything is still available here. Except for like
but then when you go to Wellington, it's special. It's like, oh my God, I've missed you, and it's really cool because the backdrop of just you walking around is like the clock tower, the railway station.
Exactly.
Look it up if you haven't seen it because it's beautiful.
The best way that I've ever heard someone describe like New Zealand as a whole is that it's a live Windows wallpaper. It's like everywhere you look, it's wallpaper. Okay, this is how it looks. This is how it looks. It's like mountains and rivers, and it's so beautiful.
Like even our main street, George Street, which has got a beautiful redesign now.
Yeah.
But if you like the first street, it's very like center city, like lots of like commercial stores. But then if you look one level above, like if you look at the second floor that these shops are actually built under. They're gorgeous and they're so colorful and their architecture is so beautiful, and it's the exact opposite of like, okay, let's make this as cheaply as possible and they're all going to look the same. They're like, they all have their own character, they all have their history, and they're so proud of it, and they're like tiny little details that they really didn't have to do, but they did. And I love that.
George Street is definitely the best part of Dunedin.
It's gorgeous.
Agreed.
It's even prettier now.
Or the gardens. I'm a gardens fan. I like George Street, but
I agree.
I was so sick of the roadworks last year because like you need to had like jump from like one street to the other and then the other way. But this year
really
I came back like 1 month in and it's gotten like wait. Am I on the right street? Like wait, is this how George Street like actually looks?
It's so walkable.
I know.
What? And there's seesaws and kids playing. It's like, what is this? It's so lovely.
And I guess like there are a lot of like shops along George Street. And do you guys have any like favorite like food or cafe or anywhere?
Eateries, just why don't you both tell us your top five?
Top five? That's a lot. I don't know if I'll give you my top one.
Okay.
My top one is Adjo, and I plug them all the time. I plug it to you guys off recording.
Are they sponsoring you?
No, they're not. They do give me a 10% student discount, but you can get that if you're a student. So,
for everyone listening, Buki has at least plugged Adjo 10 times.
Hey, and I made you guys go.
And we did.
And it was good.
And we did go.
Yeah, it is hands down the best cafe. Sorry, I got too passionate about Adjo. It is great. It's gorgeous. It's lovely. The interior is lovely, and the food's lovely, and the people are lovely. Sorry.
No one heard that. Yeah.
Beep.
Oops.
That's all good.
How about you, Kayana? What are your top? What are your
That tells
top?
us how passionate you are.
No amount of cover-up can cover one. But okay. I feel like Kaveh would know what my first like go-to choice is.
Yeah, but you need to give us top five.
But can you like a wild guess like what my number one is?
Eatery or like?
Yeah.
So what is that? Explain that for the.
Yeah.
It's ramen.
Oh yeah, Takechi. She loves that place.
Takechi is so
Yeah,
good.
she
That's
loves
crazy.
that place.
Yeah.
We've been there together at least thrice.
Twice? Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and it's so good. I will have to agree with that.
See,
The
that's
ramen there is just chef's kiss.
That's the reason why I have like minus $2 in my bank account right now.
They're
Do they
expensive,
sponsor
but
you?
they're so
Do they?
worth it.
It's worth it. It's so worth it. Yeah. It's like like a little minor inconvenience. I think I need some takechi.
This will fill me right
Yeah.
up. My heart and my soul and my everything is just back together.
Yeah.
I feel like my top 5 are like really cliche because I don't like go around like a lot. But
Just
yeah.
whatever you've been to.
I'd say patties and cream. Like they have this ice cream like a carrot cake flavor, and oh my god, I ascended to heaven the first bite. I was like, oh my god,
Wow.
That's a big
hungry.
compliment.
this is the reason why people get diabetes.
Yeah, this is worth it.
Yeah, and Shopit itself looks really pretty. I've never been there.
know,
but
really.
Every time I walk past,
We need to
I'm
go
like,
there after
yeah.
this. I think I'm getting a little minor inconvenience.
Okay, so 2 down. What's your third?
Did you give 5? Oh my god.
No, I just gave 1, but with the power of 5. Go to Adjo, everyone.
With the passion of 5.
It's lovely. Yep.
That was kind of difficult. Oh my god. I'd say Cha Time as well because like Cha Time is really good.
Do you like the new place?
Um,
The City of
City of Tea?
City of Tea?
No.
No,
How do I be like nice about it? But
you don't have to. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just not as passionate as him.
You're not as passionate as Ajay, no. I'm like super loyal to Cha Time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
went to City of Tea once and I'm like,
Yeah,
I
no.
get the hype, but I think it's not
Chat
for
time
me.
better. Chat time better.
Their portions are good though. Like their portions are massive.
But it's even expensive, so
Yeah,
Does-
fair.
does-
I guess doesn't. Yeah.
and I feel like it's just an illusion because like their cups is like a little bit like thinner.
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's a pretty cup.
You're
like,
probably right.
Yeah,
It could be an
exactly.
illusion, but
that's the marketing strategy, guys. You get like buy one get one in the first
Yeah.
week. And
Book, you've got to give us a little more. We need
Yeah.
something for the listeners so they know where to go as soon as they land.
Oh, okay. I'm trying
Give
to
us
think.
2 more.
I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. I'm going to recommend another cafe. This is very different vibe to Adjo. Adjo's very modern. And I'm going to go more about Adjo. Adjo's very modern. It's very gorgeous. And Governor's Cafe is my other one. And that one is gorgeous, but in like an antique, like
Yeah.
very woody, very like... It is a cafe that's been here for a long time and it
Yep.
shows, but it's been there for a long time for a reason and it's
Yeah.
gorgeous. And I love the atmosphere inside Governor's. Like you just want to bring like a book in. Like that's the
Yeah,
atmosphere
I get
you get.
that. Yeah.
You walk past, you look inside Governor's and you're like, whoa, I should go read in there. You know, that's the vibe you
Yeah.
get. And they have just lovely, really good food. The staff are lovely, and there's a kids' playpen on the second floor. This is like
Really?
really deep cut lore. But every time I go with my friends or with my partner, I always go in the playpen, and so I like doing that bit as
Yeah,
well. And so that's another reason
Constantly
why I
drag
like it.
people up.
Yeah, and I'll echo Takeichi as well. That place is so good. It's one of the best ramen I've had in New Zealand. It's just really good, authentic Japanese food.
Yeah.
And another place that I went to recently, which is a little bit unknown, because it's on Bath Street. It's off of the.
Oh yeah.
It's not on the. It's this
Oh, is
from
it the taco
Octagon.
place?
No, it's Yuki Izakaya, which is a
Ooh.
Japanese izakaya. Izakaya, for those unfamiliar, is like it's a Japanese bar kind of thing, but then it's focused around obviously drinking, but then also the food there they're all very small portions, and then you go there with a group of friends and you share. And so it's lots of small plates that you get for the table. And then I went there the other day with some friends for the first time, and it was heaven on earth. It was so good.
I'm gonna have to try that out.
Yeah, and it's a really good place to go with like a group. Because you all get a bunch of little things, and
Yeah,
then
and then
you
just share.
and then you each get one, and so you get to try like so much of the menu,
Yeah.
and it's really easy to miss because it doesn't have like a big big sign, and it's
Yeah.
also on a bit alleyway, but I think that's part of its charm, and so I would recommend Yuki Zakaya.
Cool.
Not sponsored by any, but I am open to being sponsored
Boogie's
by
just a
all of them.
foodie.
Please sponsor me.
I think like a little shout out to like Juni's as well. If anyone's been to Juni's before,
Yes.
I feel like no one really talks
no
about
one
Juni's.
really talks
Like
about Juni.
it's so good.
What do they do?
They
Crepes
do, like
and
crepes and
waffles.
waffles. They call it like croffles because why not?
I had a croffle the other day, and oh my gosh, I asked for extra strawberries on top. It was the best dessert I've ever had.
Really?
It was
I
here
tried
at least
some
in
of
the
that.
city. It was so good.
Because that's the hole in the wall one on George Street.
Yep,
right?
yeah,
And also
exactly.
there's one in the mall, I think.
Oh, there's
yeah.
two? Okay. Yeah. No, it's a very like go to like it's late at night with your friends.
Yeah.
Oh, I just came up with one.
We love it. We love it.
Gelato Junkie on in the Octagon. I don't know how I did not come up with this earlier. Gelato Junkie goes so hard, so crazy.
It does.
They have a rotating menu of flavors and they're all good. And I'm lactose intolerant, but they have so much like non-dairy
sorbet kind of,
sorbet options, and they're all so good. So the mango is so good, the chocolate is so good. They have some really cool ones like tiramisu.
We love the tiramisu.
Tiramisu. Yeah, that's
Tiramisu
my
is so
favorite.
good.
Yeah,
That's
all-
Nana is passionate about.
Yeah. Dulce de leche, which is like caramel, like Spanish caramel. That one's awesome. And just Snickers bar flavored. They might be hashtag spawn, but sponsored. But it's just like you go there and every time there's like a new flavor.
Yeah.
And you go and it's like
No,
wow,
+1, +2. I agree.
Yeah.
Gelato Junkie definitely.
Go.
I've had a lot of ice cream in the city from like Rob Roy and the Gelato Place and so many other little tiny shops in the city. Gelato Junkie by far the best.
And it's run by this like one really lovely
She's
lady.
so
She
lovely.
is
She is so
kind.
nice. We had a photo shoot for the university actually, and we were shooting in the Octagon.
Yeah.
And so we needed ice creams in our hand for the shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, is
And
it
so
from
we were
Gelato
like-
Junkie?
It was from Gelato Junkie. So we were 12 people, plus the photograph,
Staff?
the entire
Yeah.
cast and everyone.
Wow.
And so we all got ice creams. And we told the lady, we were like, oh yeah, we're shooting for the university. And like 12 ice creams, double scoop cones, everything.
That's amazing.
And she goes, don't worry, it's on me.
What?
And we were like,
Whoa.
excuse me, what?
No.
And that day was, oh my gosh, it's the best day ever. And I will never forget that. I will never
sweet
forget
of
that.
her.
She's
So
so sweet.
you are sponsored. You are sponsored.
Maybe yes, maybe no. But so she is very, very sweet, and we've seen that firsthand.
That's
so
fantastic.
definitely go there.
Yeah. Lovely,
Oh,
lovely.
that's so sweet. And I guess like a lot of the places that we've talked about have got like some discounts, especially like if you are in the cultural club.
Yeah,
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
there's also the Radio 1 card that OUSA
Yes,
does every year, and that
Mm-hmm.
one's pretty good as well.
So
So
for the listeners,
Yep,
just
get a
check it
one
out.
card when you're
Yeah,
here.
please get a one card.
come down, join one cultural club, and then also get a one card, and then also get a student ID, and then having those three, most likely you'll get a discount
Holy
out of some
Trinity.
kind. Yeah, exactly.
Abuse the discounts. They're for you.
Keep like a big list. Of it.
We were at the restaurant the other day. I think Nana was with me. I forget what restaurant. But she had the one card. She had a Japanese club card. She had another one. And she kept pulling them out one after another. And she's like, this one, and this one.
Oh yeah. Also get a New World Club card and a countdown card. This is pro
true.
tips. If you get these, you save like $20 off your grocery bill every week.
Yep.
It's huge. Not spawn
Again.
neither, but it's a life tip. It's a life pro
Yeah.
tip.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have like some kind of cards to
Yeah,
get discounts,
yeah.
especially as a
And you also
student.
feel really fun, like whipping out your wallet, like. Oh, let me
Hold
just.
on.
Let me just. Unless there's other people in line
Yeah.
behind you, in which case you're like, oh, which one is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little adult thing. Yeah. So we've talked about shops that we really like, but is there any like of the places or activities that you like?
Can I go?
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
Give us some activities
yeah, you must have
that
something.
students must do with their friend groups
Yep.
or should go to.
go to the botanical gardens and just bask, just take it all in. So for context, the Dunedin Botanical Gardens has won like national awards, international awards for just being such a gorgeous, lovely, and it's such an expansive, huge place, and you can genuinely just get lost in there. Don't actually get lost, but like get lost in there and just look at the native birds, listen to their calls, look at the native plants, say hi to people walking past, look at the ducks, look at the river, and then the sun. And it's just the botanical garden. I can't recommend this enough. Is one of my favorite parts about Dunedin, and you have to go. Schedule like an hour, like in your first couple of weeks, and
feed
then
the
just
ducks.
Feed the ducks, not white bread though, because they actually can't eat that. Fun fact. But just schedule an hour and just get lost in there, and it is.
I have to
gorgeous.
agree.
It's
because I live by there, and on good days when I walk to uni, walking through the gardens is my favorite part of the day. The ducks make me so happy. They're so cute.
Yeah. There's
They might know once they like bite you.
We don't get close.
Yeah. Because if you go to the information center, then
They
you
give
can
you
get
food.
the duck food, and then there's
really?
there's a pond
That you can go and feed them.
and then they're just like rah, 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 and they all come up to you, like
come up.
all of
Yeah,
them, and
yeah.
some of them like fly from the other
Yes.
side of the pond and go, oh, I see you.
Yeah.
I know what this means. I'm coming.
Sometimes there's like pigeons as well. Like my friend got attacked by like a bunch of pigeons. She's like, oh my God,
you can
get
like
away.
put them on your shoulder if you put a couple of. This is another fun fact. If you put them on your shoulder, the Dunedin ones especially, they're so used to people that if you get some like the duck food or the pigeon food, like the bird feed on your shoulder, they will like jump on your shoulder and start eating off your shoulder.
That's a nice photo trick. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
Wait, is that where your like picture comes from?
Yep.
Yeah, Buki has got a photo of him with like.
That's my
pigeon.
campaign poster.
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It worked.
It did work.
I that's just a good photo though. I love that photo. I think everyone should go get that photo.
It reminded me of
'cause
that pigeon lady from Home Alone.
Home Alone. I've done that so many times. It's so good. I love the comparison. Great movie.
See, that's why I voted for you.
Oh, because I was like the pigeon lady.
Yeah. See, that was memorable. Like,
Yeah. Forgo all of my policies.
No.
He reminds me of that guy in
Exactly.
that one movie.
Which
I
one he
love that
deserves
movie.
to be.
see, it's all worth it.
Any other activities that you think are like a must do?
Ooh, if you can either bus or find someone that can drive, or if you can drive, then there's some places outside of Dunedin. And this might be like level 2 after you're used to like all of Dunedin.
Yeah.
But I have to say, Tunnel Beach and Sandfly Bay are musts.
Oh, I haven't been to Sandfly Bay.
Oh, Sandfly Bay is awesome. You can just go there and you'll see sea lions, just like wild sea lions, and they're just on the beach. And there's a warning sign saying "Stay 20 meters away." And just go on like a nice summer day with some friends. Just like take a car, take some music, take some food, and just go there, run around in the sand. There's these huge sand dunes that you can like run down and you can just like walk around, and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And Tunnel Beach, for those listening, don't look it up. Just go.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah, just go and then look and find the tunnel and walk down the tunnel. Just look. It's
so beautiful.
it's amazing. Yeah, you can't miss it.
Stunning.
Yeah. So if you're here for like only a semester or something,
do
like
that.
make sure those are in your
Tunnel Beach is definitely. I don't know how it's not like a mini wonder of the world. It is so beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Prettier than the pictures on Google.
Yeah,
So,
in person, it's
definitely
even better.
go.
Yeah, for that kind of natural places,
Yeah.
you actually have to go.
The nature
and,
is
like,
insane.
Yeah,
The way it's like
yeah.
landscaped and everything. Oh,
Yeah, and they're not too far, which is
no.
really, really
it's like
cool.
a 30-minute drive?
30, 40
35
minutes. Yeah. And you can bus. Like it is a bit of a walk, but you can still bus.
Yeah.
And so even if you don't have access to a car, you can just
Yep.
go.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Okay, on to you. Tell us.
No, I was gonna mention Tunnel Beach as well because like we went there last year and like just recently, like Saturday. But yeah, because like last time, like the hike down was like so steep. They've made like a new path. Like
They made a
track
new
line.
path, yeah.
It's so much better because like last time, like I almost like passed out from like the heat and the
Yeah.
sun, like just like going up, and I was like, I think I need a break like every like 1 minute because I was just not doing well. But
They
honestly,
made
it
a
was
new-
it was so worth the pictures. Like the amount of messages that I got. Oh my god, where is that? I'm like, it's Tunnel Beach. It's so pretty. It's amazing.
Gorgeous, yeah.
And I think apart from that, I'd also recommend like Islands Beach. Because that's where you had the sea lions as well. Because my friends and I, like, we hired a car for a day last year, and then we went around Dunedin. Like, we went to Mount Cargill, we went to Tunnel Beach.
Mount Cargill is also
It's amazing to see,
beautiful.
like, sunrise.
Yeah.
stunning.
It's so pretty. 'cause,
Nana
like,
and I went there once. The best pictures I've
Sunset.
ever gotten with the
Same,
sunset.
literally.
So beautiful.
Because on one side you can see like the moon going down and the sun going up.
And more than anything, you're above the clouds. Like you're so far up high, you can see the clouds.
Yeah, and you can see peninsula and city.
Everything. Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Yeah. Cool.
Can I mention one thing?
Yes, of course you can. Tell us.
I forgot which day, but like market at the train station.
Yeah.
Oh,
Saturday
yeah,
morning.
Saturday.
Saturday
Yeah.
morning. Yep.
Yeah. 9 to 1. 9 to
Farmers
12.
market.
Farmers market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely one thing that I recommend, like,
Yeah.
students to go because it's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The atmosphere is like, and they have music.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's just all the local people that are just there, and and then
Yeah.
most likely you'll meet someone there as well.
Yeah.
'Cause everyone's there. And it's
Yeah.
very wholesome. Yeah.
Another two things I'm gonna say. Just these are things that I would not have known or even in the city if it wasn't for the international office, because I did like a bunch of things for them in my first semester, and I got like vouchers in return.
Oh.
And I was like, ooh, I can do this. I can do that.
Yeah.
And one of them was going to see the blue penguins out at the peninsula. It was hands down one of the best experiences of my life.
Oh.
I went there the day before my birthday, and the penguins are, just a fun fact, blue penguins are the smallest penguins in the world.
Really?
And you can, this is one of the only places you can see them, I think. And I went all the way out to the peninsula. You get like a shuttle service. Everything was paid for. It was a voucher. So I was like, I just have to go to the peninsula, go see some penguins.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful.
Take one home.
Maybe take one. Put them in
They're
your
small enough to
pocket.
fit in your pocket. Yeah.
I was so tempted.
You're not getting watched next time.
But yeah, definitely the penguins and the wildlife cruise out also on the peninsula. So beautiful. You see sea lions. We saw an octopus. We saw dolphins.
Wow.
We saw seagulls. We saw the little lighthouse out on the peninsula. Stunning experience. Also a voucher, so I didn't have to pay anything.
So after this recording, we're going to Gelato Junkie. We're going to see penguins.
We're going on the cruise.
Wildlife cruise. Okay. Cool. Down.
So
down.
look these things up, and if you can, like, set aside a little fund for doing some activities every fortnight or so.
Yeah, or actually,
please
or
do
even
them.
do what you did, and
The uni. If you volunteer with the uni, or if you just help out in any way, I'm sure they'll be able to help you out some way. And it's so worth it. The places were so beautiful, and I think it's well established. There's so much to do in this small city.
Yeah. People say there's nothing to do.
It's a lie.
And like that's why
Yeah.
students only drink and party,
Yeah.
but there is so much to do. It's a
Yeah.
vibrant city.
If only you do, like, think about something other than alcohol.
Exactly.
There's so
exactly.
much.
There's places other than Castle Street and Dunedin.
Yep.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Because there's so much nature, there's so much art. Like Dunedin's gorgeous for art, and there's
Yeah.
big events. There's so much like science.
Yeah.
And if you're like academically inclined, then you just the university, the museum.
The museum.
butterflies at the museum.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Yeah. There's so many things to
so
do.
people that, like, students that are listening and are kind of scared about the drinking culture, or how much peer pressure you're under when you're in Dunedin, don't be scared.
Yeah.
There's so much more to do, like you've heard.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
you'll
it's
find the
more
right people to
rewarding.
do it with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you get yourself out there, opportunity will come to you. I
Yeah,
guess.
absolutely.
So
You just have to make it happen. Just go do it. Find time. Go to the cruise. Go see the penguins.
Yeah.
Go
Join
to
a
Tunnel
club.
Beach. Join
Yeah.
a club. Do everything.
Yeah. Maybe even start a radio show.
Yeah.
Maybe do a podcast.
Maybe a podcast.
Maybe go on Spotify.
yeah. So it's nearly the end, but I know you guys do getting yourself out there and do a lot of things. In terms of that, like, I guess you guys do a lot of stuff, and these two guys, they're amazing people. So I want to ask, like, where you get the motivation for like doing that kind of like activities and even like studying, like and manage everything,
Like managing your academics, and
social life, and
your co-curriculars.
My motivation recently, and I feel like it's jumped like even this year, it's just like gotten so much better now that I've finally figured out what I want to do after uni, or kind of like in conjunction with uni. Like I finally decided this year that I want to do postgrad, and so that was like the thing that clicked into place, and it was 3 years of like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what. No, what if what I'm doing is actually not the right thing for me? But then this kind of tentative goal, I actually don't know if I'm gonna do it or get in, but this goal kind of finally like landed, and then everything else kind of clicked into place of no, these are all awesome experiences. This is, even if this isn't directly academic, it's still, you know, helping with my communication skills or making friends that can introduce me to cool places or cool people. And so everything kind of like started to have like a purpose now that I had that end goal.
Yeah.
And so not to pressure people to like have an end goal, because I don't think anyone can. And obviously you don't know if it's going to be true or not.
Yep, you
but
don't.
Also, like, if I was telling myself 3 years ago to not be so worried about like if any of this is like making sense or cohesive or like having a direction, like do all the things you want to do.
Everything's set in stone, and
do all the things you want to do. If you have even like a inkling of a feeling you want to do, then just go for it.
Just jump. Yeah.
Because everything just like fits into place.
Yeah, and then
a while. Yeah.
and then afterwards you find out who you are. You find out what you want to do, and you find out what you're good at and what your place is in the world. Not just geographically, but also just you know what you're here to do and what you like doing. And so doing all these things, university is such a good time to just
100%.
do all these things, figure out who you are, and then the motivation kind of will catch up. So don't like be worried that you need to motivate yourself. Like, oh no, I don't have enough motivation. Just do the things that you want to do, and then they'll probably, you know,
the rest will figure itself out.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. We also said, we mentioned in the last episode as well, university is such a good time to just experiment.
Yeah.
Do things you haven't done, and just jump.
Yeah.
Take the leap.
I joined an improv troupe like last week. I just auditioned, and I was like, you know what? I've done an hour of improv. I don't know if this is right for me. I'm just gonna jump into the audition. I did it,
so cool.
and then I got past the audition. So I'm like,
oh wow!
So I'm doing improv weekly now, and it's just like this is a thing I never would have thought to do
so cool.
3 years ago, but I just gave it a shot, and
You're setting a beautiful example.
Yeah, just
That's
give it a
so
shot.
cool.
And what's the worst? You know, like if you mess up, then there's always other things to do.
Exactly.
There's so many clubs out there.
At least now you know you don't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And how about you, Kayana?
I'd say like initially it was just like my friends who like pushed me around, like, you know, you know what, I think you should go there, or that you should go there, like especially like you, Kavya.
Yeah.
Like, even like this year, especially. Like,
I'm very
she's like
passionate
really,
about trying new things, and I will drag all of my friends with me, whether they like it or not.
No, but I feel like being in like uni itself, you've got like so many opportunities to just like go around, like, you know, it's the right time to just like grasp it, because like I'd say like especially like uni crew, like you go around like to like Long Beach, it's like for like all those volunteering activities, and then you also get that sausage sizzle at the end.
Yeah, that's your favorite part, isn't it?
No, I loved Long Beach. Come on.
And for those listening, uni crew is the volunteering group, like the wing of the university. So if you're an international student, I'd really recommend signing up to even one of their events, or signing up to their newsletter. Go to their website and see what's up, and then yeah.
I think I can almost guarantee and say any interests that you have, we probably have a club for it.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
And if not, make your own. Start it.
Yeah, start your own club.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, that's about it. Is there any one tip that you'd like to end with for all our international student listeners? Like little advice? Just something to remember.
Yeah, I'd echo what Kavya and I were saying in the last point of just try the things, do the things, go to Agio. That's the main takeaway. Go to Agio. No, I'm kidding.
They seriously need to pay you now.
I go there next and they have like a feast already for me. I wish. No. But yeah, just like get yourself out there. And it's such generic advice, but honestly, like if you're scared, that means you're on the right track. Just give it a shot.
That's such a good line.
Yeah. Like get yourself out of your comfort zone, and you don't need to do it all the time. You need to rest and recover, but at the same time, don't be in your comfort zone the whole time because you're at university. You're here to do things. You're on the other side of the world most likely.
Yeah.
Do the things you can only do here. Give them a shot. Yeah.
Don't stick to the comfortable. Don't stick to what you're used to.
And studies are really important, but so are all of these other like soft skills and just experiences that you can talk about afterwards.
Yeah, because this is not something that uni teaches you.
Exactly.
Like, this is something like, you discover yourself, like just being like who you are.
At the same time, they're all useful skills, like in the real world.
Exactly.
Once you're actually out of uni.
And you can't forget it. Like you can forget what page 12 of their psychology textbook said, but you will not forget trying out that thing that scared you and then overcoming that confidence.
Being so brave.
That doesn't leave you. And so, get yourself out there. Do the things. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, and go to Agile.
Oh my gosh.
I think we should go to Agile.
Getting withdrawal
the first
symptoms.
draft of this podcast. Yeah.
How about you? Do you have any?
I mean, similar, but I just say, like, go out. You will find someone who's, like, in the same boat as you. Like, just, you will click with people. Maybe not once, like, go to some another time. And even if you, like, don't find people, you will learn something from that experience. Because I've, like, gone through that so many times. Like, even though I did have the right people, I just, like, you still need to, like, expand your social circles.
Was very reluctant. Yeah. I remember you last year and you now. And you've made massive progress, and you're doing so well.
Thanks for low-key bashing me, but...
No, I didn't mean that way. But yeah, you were low-key very, very introverted last year. And you've put yourself out a lot more this year. And I'm glad I pushed you to join OISA as the beginning of it.
Hey, listen, I applied first, okay? It was such like an amazing coincidence that you were the one on the other side of the texting thing.
Yeah. Yes, but we're so glad.
Another thing, a cheeky plug, is like join OISA. Actually, why didn't you say us? Run for exec or just come to our like events and just meet other people.
Yeah. I think by the time you're listening to this podcast, for people that are already in the city, we also have our international meet and greet coming up for semester 2. I don't think we know the date yet, do we?
The 7th of August.
The 7th of August.
From 5 to 7 p.m.
From 5 to 7 p.m. So if you're in the city, come to the event. Come see us. Say hi.
Yeah.
Let's have a chat.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Maybe you'll be the next guest.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It could be you.
Definitely.
We're real people, guys. You can meet us, please.
Come
We
on.
have flesh. We are corporeal.
And that's also, having said that, as you said, put yourself out there and all of it. The meet and greet is a great opportunity to meet fellow international students as well.
Absolutely.
You will find someone in your course. You will find someone with same interests. So just come.
Because we're on the other side where we're now organizing icebreakers and we're making people do them, but we're going to do them fun and we're going to make them cool and we're going to have a big Kahoot with prizes. So keep your calendars open.
Yeah.
That's an exciting thing.
7th of August.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you very much for today. We hope you found today's episode of Far From Home, a student survival guide, interesting. Join us again next time for more tips and stories to help you navigate your student life.
Thank you for listening to Far From Home, a student survival guide with Otago International Students Association.
We'll see you in our next episode. Find our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and oar.org.nz.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.